Welcome to Unbuzzed at Bedtime. Day 151 for you.
151.
Sad to say we missed day 150.
Together.
Yeah.
I know.
But you managed to not find the little note that I left for you the day before, and you found it just perfectly in the morning on day 150.
Yep, just perfectly enough to get me all emotional to start the day off. Because I was away at a work conference for 2.5 days.
Long 2.5 days.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's very long.
Mm-hmm.
Full of a lot of anxiety for me.
It's the first time we've been apart since you came back from treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of anxiety for me too.
And it was like anxiety of being apart. Like I don't necessarily enjoy being apart. I'm sure there's like some codependency in there or whatever. But knowing, like, you've just been so supportive, and I've been able to tell you what I'm feeling it, and because of the setting that I was in, and knowing that there was, pre-planned happy hour, and it was just anxiety inducing.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I was pretty much paralyzed the first morning, and didn't really know if I was going to make it to said conference on time because I was not having a good morning.
Yeah. And it was really hard for me to figure out how to help from afar. I'm also trying to get kids ready and out the door, and knowing that you were stressed out added to my stress. And then just like, what do you say? Like, it's gonna be fine. No, it's not fine. You don't feel fine. So, it's just so hard to just say the right things to give you enough support to be like, you can do it.
I also managed to forget any of my anxiety medication, which would have been a great tool to have in my arsenal.
Yeah.
I managed, but I can't say that Thursday morning was easy for me, because it wasn't. And it wasn't even... It was social anxiety. It was being in a strange place. It was knowing there was going to be opportunities that I was going to have to figure out how I was going to react. Because I hadn't really been put in a position where I had to, on my own, right, decline.
Without a supportive wife staring at you.
And, like, staying honest to what I'm trying to do for myself. And knowing that being in a, like, very anxious state, it made me more anxious knowing that being in an anxious state, you're more likely to make choices that you wouldn't normally make, because you're not thinking clearly. So that made me even more nervous. Yes. And then I think I told you Thursday evening, I was caught off guard because the happy hour was planned for Friday evening. And I knew that, and I was like trying to strategize around Friday evening. And I walked into the building Thursday evening, and there were bars set up. And I just wasn't prepared to see that. I wasn't prepared for that to happen that day. There was even a bar that, like, wasn't visible to the majority of the crowd that I had to walk by to get to the bathroom, and there was nobody back there, and like just the thoughts that kind of go through your head, like, oh, nobody would know. And just being able to stay strong in that moment, even though that was like anxiety ridden day. Yeah, it's kind of a roller coaster, but now I know I can make it through on my own.
I thought it was kind of a good topic for tonight. This isn't the first time you've been around other people drinking, because that was fairly recent here at home, just at a social setting. But I think it's interesting, like feeling like you needed to say to your coworker, like, hey, it's okay if, you know, we're out to dinner and you are a grown up and you can make your own choices, and, you know, please feel free to not worry about my sobriety and be you. And you know, this is going to be an ongoing topic for us. And, you know, are people going to feel awkward around us because we're doing this whole unbuzzed business? Does that make people awkward? You know, do we have to say ahead of time? Feel free. But then I'm also thinking about like wanting to have people over for game night, and you know, in those scenarios it's gonna be like, yeah, leave it at home. You know, it doesn't need to be brought into our house, because we wouldn't space. Yeah, we wouldn't have it here. So you know, so that it's sort of uninvited for those things. But when we're in other people's spaces, or
community spaces,
at dinners or events, or not our events, right, but other events, you know, I'm sure some people are awkward about it. I'm sure everybody who is like in sobriety like has different feelings about it. You know, like, I just don't want to be around it at all. And other people are.
Yeah, and I think that depends on where people are at. Like, I didn't hang out. I walked past the bar and used the restroom and walked back past the bar and then left. I don't know how I would have felt had I hung around.
Yeah, for sure.
And was around all of the colleagues that were there that were choosing to drink. I'm trying to think back to like pre-sobriety, right? And being at events like that, would I notice the people that weren't drinking? No. It wouldn't matter to me. I don't think I ever picked up on like, oh, they aren't drinking. I wonder why not. But to be on the flip side of that coin,
oh yeah,
it feels, and maybe because I've been so open with the people that knew me there, like maybe somewhat under a microscope of like, is she not drinking? Like, I don't know. And then that's partially my anxiety and my social anxiety. Of
like all eyes on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one cares.
I'm not that big of a deal, so no one cares. But just, yeah, that perception of like...
And then in the future, say a bigger event of some sort, and, you know, there's the people wandering around with the trays, or maybe somebody who doesn't know your journey or just frankly doesn't respect it, you know, is then asking you. I mean, have you thought about that? Are you just going to say like, no, thank you? Or is it going to be like, hey, listen, I'm on day 213 and I don't want one. You know, like, how much do you give? I guess it depends on if it's a random waitress at a, you know, event, or if it's someone that's close to you, you know.
I think the answers would be different in different scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if it's somebody that's being a jerk and like, come on, you want a drink? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's absolutely reasons why I'm
Mm-hmm.
choosing not to. So please respect that. But just the random, like, unassuming, no thank you, I think would suffice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it caught me off guard the night that I wasn't prepared for a happy
Mm-hmm.
hour. And then the night that the happy hour was scheduled, I didn't even set foot back into that building.
Right.
I left with the colleague that I went with, and we went straight to dinner
Mm-hmm.
from a different building, so I didn't even have to face the one thing that I was
Mm-hmm.
like worried about leading up to that trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Overall, I think I handled myself okay. It definitely highlighted for me how much anxiety I do feel
Mm-hmm.
at times when things are unfamiliar and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to expect. I don't feel good.
Yeah. Well, similar experience this summer when we traveled.
Yeah,
Your first time
flying.
flying sober.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a whole experience,
Uh-huh.
which is ironic. Much like, I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but like, going to bed at normal people hours and things that you used to kind of give me crap about and give me that you're old. Same with flying, because I'm a hot mess express when we fly, and you used to give me all sorts of shit about being all panicky, and not like panicky because the plane's going to crash. My panic is the seatbelt sign's going to be on and I'm going to need to go to the bathroom. But different panics. And I do better when the kids are with us than when we're by ourselves, because then I'm distracted by their nonsense and making sure they're comfortable and making sure they're not kicking the back of the seat and not talking too much, whatever else. So I'm always really distracted. But this was the first trip that you flew Unbuzzed.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold,
I freaked out.
you had your own set of anxiety around flying.
That's where we differ. You do better when we're with the kids
Mm-hmm.
because you focus on the kids. I tend to do better in that scenario when we're not with the kids.
But you don't know that because we haven't flown
Fair.
not with the kids unbuzzed.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right.
But even previous, I did much better flying without children than with children.
Fair.
It's just more things to worry about for me with the kids. But yeah, when we were traveling, I had a significant panic attack on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
so much so that I was crying, which hasn't really happened that much since we've been together, like the significant panic attacks. Like
Yeah.
I've definitely had anxiety and been able to share that it's anxiety and I'm not feeling well, but like straight to tears and not being able to breathe appropriately, that doesn't happen very often. So
Yeah, and I knew nothing of it because when you're traveling with 9 people, you're split up. And it was, our usual Charlotte debacle. So our seats, I was like a row or two ahead of you, but our teenager had texted and said something's wrong with mom, and I was like, oh Lord, and then I didn't want to get her wound up, so I just said, it's been stressful and she'll be fine, and
yeah, it took me.
don't jump on that bandwagon, teenager, because I can't have 2 of you back there losing it.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get my self pulled together. We have a dog.
Ah, yes. We tried to call her.
Oh, you can't see her. It's okay.
No.
She's like peeking through the curtain.
She'll probably start doing Anyway.
Yeah. I used to think or feel that I was self-medicating previously.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing. I was medicating anxiety
Mm-hmm.
inappropriately by being buzzed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So having the numbing agents like stripped away and having to actually feel the feelings that I have said and have shared that are incredibly uncomfortable to feel, because I had shut that part down for 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
So when those feelings come back, they come back with a vengeance, and can be really overwhelming, and it definitely feels like there isn't an end in sight. Like, I'm gonna feel like this forever. That's what's happening in that moment. And even though, like, logically I can talk myself through, like,
Right.
emotion doesn't last forever. You will not die because of an emotion. In that mindset, in that state, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just feel like my heart's going to be in my throat. I'm going to be sweating. I'm going to be wanting to cry for eternity. And how do I make it stop?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a scary feeling.
True.
And even more so because my support person, you, weren't right there. Like, yeah, I could call you, but it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. And I don't know.
Yeah. And then in November, we are finally going to attempt a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some car barfers. I'm personally not fond of barfing. I do believe that's one of the reasons why I stayed.
Do you know what I'm not fond of?
What?
The word barf.
Well, there's lots of words I'm not fond of. But, okay, we have some pukers. Don't like it when I'm trying to drive, and you don't really like to drive. Nope. So I'm the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really focus on the road with that noise just off. Just diagonal to the right ear.
You're like a sympathetic.
Oh, God, it's not okay. And then, I don't like pulling over. Really? It's gas, and in that time that tank is filling up, you get to use the bathroom, and if I'm in an extra good mood, you might get a snack.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So then the barfing, you're always kind of team pull over immediately and empty the thing out. I'm like, you can hold that until we get to the next. No, we can't. We've got to get rid of it because then the other 3 kids next to him are all screaming that it smells. Anyway, point is, we haven't really tried a road trip for any of our family vacations, and we've decided just financially it makes more sense. Finding a rental car for 9 is near impossible. Mm-hmm. So if we just take our own van, it's just going to be easier, cheaper. But then I was like, yeah, I can't do puker. Mm-hmm. And so you're flying.
I'm tag, you're it.
Which he doesn't puke on planes.
No.
Because he's an anxiety puker.
Yeah.
And his anxiety in the car is the fact that we've left the house. Mm-hmm. And then the unknown of where we're going and how long it's going to take. And is there going to be lines? And is there going to be people? And whatever. For some reason, none of that happens. Well, it hasn't yet. There's no wood in here. On planes. I guess he's just distracted. He likes the window seat, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you get him
on the plane that I have significant anxiety on.
Yes, so without me completely.
Yeah.
And I get to drive 16 hours with the others.
There's like a trade-off there.
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
Just gonna have to look at.
Who has it worse?
We'll find out. We will find out.
We'll compare notes.
One would assume or presume that traveling with one of our children should be less demanding. However, I am unsure that that is going to be the case.
Yeah. And then the temptation still doesn't go away because we talked about like just sitting there watching everybody order their alcoholic drinks on those flights. You know, didn't matter what time of day we were flying. You know, and how easy you had said this last trip, how easy it is to just, you know, hand over the card and here it comes. And said child certainly wouldn't throw you under the bus. So
no, he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't know any different. Yeah, there's definitely this like, staying honest, right? Like, your secrets keep you sick. So staying honest. And I was honest about the thoughts that I had walking past the bar and like, you know, no one would know. No one is back here. No one's going to see me.
Well, and if they do, they don't know you. They're not going to like shoot me a Facebook message and is like, your wife is hiding by the bathroom.
I mean, there were a few that knew me, but they weren't there.
Yeah. And nor would they probably throw you under the bus, so.
Probably not. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But
if you're listening.
It's just a unique position to be put in.
Yeah.
And it's not one that's ever going to go away. So just like trying to figure out the best way for me to deal with those situations. I don't want to say the temptation because it wasn't a temptation. I don't have the desire to drink right now. I don't. That doesn't mean that I won't, and I know that, but I didn't have the desire to drink right then. I was definitely caught off guard because I wasn't expecting to see a bar set up. And the thoughts are thoughts that just come on their own. So just being able to use that experience and hope that helps me plan for future experiences.
For
like
sure.
That.
Yeah. Is the dog still there?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, so we were also tasked with the clickers.
Yes, while I was gone.
Didn't go well for me. I forgot the clicker one of the times I was in the car and I drove on a road that has a ton of billboards and I could have clicked it many times. But so mine just like totally not accurate. I mean, I clicked it. I think the kids clicked it a few times. I left it out where they could see it, and you know, so there's some extra clicks. I don't have an exact number. I did want to like speak to like I think the majority of my exposure was on social media.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And not like my friends, more just ads and whatever else pops up that just people I have no idea. Billboards. The one at our local grocery store really irritates me, and I don't know why. I'm just like super wound up about it. I even took a picture of it, but it's a coffee shop.
Like a coffee kiosk inside the grocery store.
Right, but the signage is just outside saying, you know, well, it's fall. We've got our new fall stuff. Find us next to the beer garden.
Because of course everybody knows where the beer garden is.
Right? I'm so annoyed by the whole thing. Like,
not even like across from the produce section.
Right, which is in the produce section.
Correct.
That seems a little more
universal.
Appropriate.
Universal though, like
maybe. I don't know if we said produce to any of our kids that they would have any idea what we're talking about, but I was thinking about our kids. So they have the cake pops.
Oh yeah.
They have lemonade things. There's all sorts of things that are geared for kids at said store.
Mm-hmm.
And what if we had just moved here and our teenager wanted to go get something? And this is the first time at the grocery store, and she has to go find the beer garden.
To know where the coffee shop
like,
is.
Come on.
And there's a lot of people that get sober and start drinking a lot more coffee.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
common correlation. So if they're heading in to grab a coffee, like, oh, it's next to the...
But wait.
Talk about temptation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that one annoyed me. Experience I haven't told you about yet, but we went to Hershey Park again without you last night with the kids. And we had done the challenge, and so there's some rewards that we were still trying to use because they have to be used by next week. And one of them is they get to pick an item from this tasting pass menu. So each little food area has their menu out and what's included in that. And every one of them has a fancy drink. And they made them look all real cool. The theme is Halloween, so there's, like little spiders coming out of the drink, or the one has a fake syringe with some sort of red stuff in it. The amount of arguments that I had with our children over wanting that drink at each one of these tasting pass kiosks. And I was like, it's an adult drink. And then continue to fight. But I want that one. It looks so cool. Like, I'm just like, the marketing is working on our 8-year-old. And so I was like, it's alcohol. And still just like nothing. And
What do you mean? I still want it.
Like, you can't have it.
How old are you?
Right. You have to be 21.
Yeah.
But I know we had talked about Hershey Park the week prior. And I didn't notice that because we weren't trying to use that tasting pass.
Yeah.
But this time, just like how much that appeals to the 8-year-old in the house.
So of course it's going to appeal to...
Yeah, like, oh, that's cool. Let's try that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was just all over the park. So it was
gosh.
really in my face on Friday.
Yeah.
And then the other experience that I had, just to kind of close out my numbers, probably closer to 67 than 213, by the way. Crack myself up. At pickleball, just the comments, just like jokes that just are kind of tied to substance use, or statements about like 5 o'clock somewhere, or let's go get lunch and wine after, whatever. Just and people don't mean any harm. It's just like in good fun that people are having these conversations. Yeah. I wasn't always a part of it, but just like overhearing it. So that was the other like significant exposure I had.
I definitely didn't get to 1,313. Part of that is being locked in a professional conference from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. every day that is focused on caring for children. So really...
shouldn't be that much exposure.
No. And so there really wasn't much exposure during the day. I wasn't wonderful about my clicker, but I tried to like keep track of the things that I was seeing. Mostly restaurants with like their fall beverages being advertised outside. The area where we were was really walkable, so there was lots of restaurants and like patio areas and people drinking out there, but there really wasn't as much signage in the small. I walked a lot, and in those, I don't know, probably 10 block area, wasn't a lot of signage out, but billboards, yeah. I wasn't really on my phone a lot, so I didn't have a lot of like ads, and I didn't really watch a whole lot of TV, so.
Oh yeah, TV. I forgot about the TV.
Yeah. So I think maybe I thought I was going to be exposed more, and that was maybe more my anxiety talking to me than anything. But I wish I would have been warned that it wasn't just happy hour where there was going to be alcohol, because that's kind of usually what you associate with happy hour. The night before that, they called it the reception.
Oh.
And there wasn't really any information about cash bar or whatever. So I was really caught off guard coming back into that building and having just, I was like, oh, there's alcohol here tonight. Just like trying to game plan really quick. I didn't have time to prepare for that.
Fair.
That was the most in-your-face exposure I had.
Yeah. I forgot about the TV. Because when you're gone, I always watch cable. Because I'm not as offended by, like, commercials being on the television as you are. I mean, I play on my phone and I kind of ignore them, but I don't get, like, bent out of shape about them. So I take that opportunity to watch a lot of cable while you're gone. There's definitely a lot of commercials. And even when I had, like, kids around when I was watching, you know, like kid appropriate, not cartoons necessarily or that crap, because I can't stand it, but reasonable shows, there were still ads. And of course, you know, we've got football on right now, and always within the commercial break there's at least one.
Even when they are like scanning the crowd.
Oh yeah, well there's games.
There's always people that are
always the shirtless human with something.
So I mean, that tells our kids, if you're gonna go enjoy a football game, you should be.
And if you're gonna be the most fun guy there,
right,
you would probably need to be holding that.
A beverage of some kind. Yeah.
I was thinking about the billboards on the way to your work and on the way to kids' appointments. You know how there's that like whole set of them. Yeah. I would love to, once we get started with Unbuzzed Company, to just like have a huge Unbuzzed one right in the middle of all those.
All of the alcohol ones.
Yeah. Or maybe at the tail end, right?
You've seen it.
Alcohol, and then Unbuzzed. And that's the last thing they see, so
maybe it sticks more.
I'm going to have to write a grant to try to get money for that, just to... I have no idea. I would never in a million years have any idea how much it costs to get a billboard, but...
I don't know. Google it.
Yeah. Anyway, we probably should get our kids in bed.
Okay. Fine.
I know. This is like our therapy.
It is. It's talk therapy. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us for another evening conversation. I don't have this memorized yet, so whether you're living in recovery, exploring a sober, curious lifestyle, supporting a loved one, or simply taking a quiet pause at the end of your day, we're grateful you chose to spend this time here. If something we talked about tonight spoke to you, please consider liking and subscribing so we can continue to grow this community together. Wherever you are on your journey, we hope you've made it to another bedtime unbuzzed. Remember, there is an easier, softer way to live, and you never have to walk this path alone. Good night, and we'll see you next time on Unbuzzed at Bedtime.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. My phone.